I'm Joe.
And I'm Ben.
And we're the Bourbon Boys. Let's pour a glass. Glad you came back for another Bourbon Boys. It's good to see you again. And today we got a special, we got a twofer, sorta, for you. Not exactly a twofer,
No.
kind of a twofer. We got Ben wearing a backwards hat.
You know.
He's cool.
I'm cool, man. I'm a blob.
A
blue blob.
A blue blob? You're all bluey. So today we have Very Old Barton. Now Very Old Barton comes, they sell it in 4 proofs, 80, 86, 90, and 100. It used to be bottled in bond, but it's not listed like that anymore at 100 proof. I don't know, it seems very weird to me why they have 80 and then 86 and a 90, which is very close to 86, but they do, and they have reasons, I guess, for it. But I decided to skip the 2 in between, and we're going to look at the 80 and we're going to look at the 100, because essentially this is the same juice, just watered down. I brought these to kind of show the comparison. I don't know if you can tell the difference when I hold this up, but how much darker you can tell. It's 2 or 3 shades darker than the 80 proof. As most of you probably know, the difference when it comes out of the barrel, it's going to be a much higher proof. You can buy barrel proofs or cask proofs, and they're anywhere from the low 1-teens up in the 120s, 30, 100, 130s, depending on how long it's been in the barrel and what it went into the barrel at, what proof it went into the barrel. But most bourbons, if they're not a cask strength, are going to water that down to get it to a consistent proof. So the lower proofs just have more water added at the distillery or at the bottling plant. And therefore, you have a lighter color. So, have you ever had these before?
I have not had Very Old Barton.
Very Old Barton. So I bought both these bottles. This is a very bargain bourbon. It's made by 1792, which used to be called the Barton Distillery, but now it's the 1792 Distillery or 1792 Barton Distillery. And they obviously make 1792, which is one of our personal favorites. And I highly recommend you try that if you haven't. They also source a lot of bourbons out to a lot of different, I think 50 or so, couldn't possibly remember all those, but there's a whole bunch. But this is one of theirs that they produce themselves and market under the Barton name. So I think this bottle, the 80 proof, was under $10. I want to say it was like $8. The bottled not bottled in bond, the 100 proof is about $15 or $16. The downside to these is that there's limited distribution to them. They're not hard to find per se if they're in an area where they sell them. In Ohio, they don't sell them. They're sold in Kentucky and can be found in most liquor stores in Kentucky. And then there's a handful of states across the country. Oddly, I think California carries it.
Weird.
I don't know why. But I really don't have a list in front of me here that I know which states, but it's kind of sporadic. But we're going to try them out here for you. And we'll do the 80 proof on the right. How's that? I expect these to be similar. We might not do a full pour this time since we're having 2, so we'll do 2 half pours.
There we go.
So this is a very much of a bargain bourbon. Anytime you can get 100 proof, under $20 in the teens, that's a bargain. Because as they add less water to it, they obviously get fewer bottles per barrel. So that's what we're looking at here. I don't know if you can see that. Can't see it as much. Probably can't see it on camera, but you can notice it. But it's more noticeable in the bottles. There's not a lot on the nose on either one of them. Not much coming off of that at all.
It's about the same in the taste too.
Yeah, it's not got a lot. That's the 80.
Yep.
I would expect
something.
I would expect more on the nose, but almost nothing.
Yeah.
Very, very light. I mean, if you put it in a Glencairn, you might be able to sniff
Get
it
something.
better, but I'm not getting anything out of these.
That would tell it's higher proof.
There's more there. There's more there.
That lasts a lot longer.
Yeah, that
I
one.
still feel it.
The finish is staying much longer, which you would expect from the higher proof.
Right.
So the higher proof not only is more concentrated alcohol, but there's also more color. There's more concentrated flavor. It's just not as watered down. So I always tell people, I mean, buy what you want. If you like the 80 proof and it's perfect for you, go ahead and do that. But if you get the 100 proof, then you can essentially have more in the same package.
Right.
Because if you like it at the 80 proof, you can just add a little more water to it
And
yourself
make it 80 proof.
and make it 80 proof if you so choose.
Right.
So I gotta tell you, I think I'm going to, because we just don't have that much in here.
Right.
You want the ice cube? You
Sure.
want one? I'm gonna skip it
Why
on
not?
the 80
You're
proof.
gonna skip it?
On the 80, I might stick it in on the 100 just to see
See how it goes.
if it does
Sounds
anything.
like a good idea.
Changes it quite a bit,
Yeah,
doesn't it? It
that's
really
pretty good.
did. I kind of thought you would like this one. I've had this before, and I thought you would enjoy this.
I do like that. With that ice, that's really
It
nice.
opens up quite a bit.
Mhm.
But I tell you what, we're gonna finish this off. We'll finish both classes, and then we'll come back with our final thoughts. Welcome back. We finished both classes this time,
Yes,
so
we
that's nice. Kind of like this. We might have to do this
Yeah,
some
maybe
more.
we can do 3, 4.
Maybe 3. What the hell? Let's bring out a bunch. More the merrier, right?
That's right. That's
The
what
more,
they say.
the better it tastes. So that 5th one is going to be better.
Oh
than
yeah,
the-
that's
probably.
gonna be the best.
It's always tasting better. Anyway, so we finished it off, and I will say that the 80 proof, it's pretty inexpensive. So I don't think if you want to try it, but it doesn't. The nose is lacking in both of them, which is a downer for me because I really
Yeah.
like the smell of it when I'm drinking it. The flavor to me, it's very sweet. It's not bad, but I was getting kind of almost like an artificial sweetness, like a saccharine kind of a vibe with it. What about you?
Yeah, with the 80, I was tasting. The thing that came to my mind was caramel, like light caramel taste. That's about all I could taste, honestly. It was just real sweet.
But I don't know why. This is something I just thought Ben would enjoy more than I do. It's not horrible. The 100 proof's a little better. There's like no finish on this one here. As soon as you finish drinking it, it's gone.
Yeah.
This one here has a medium to short finish. It's not great. It just doesn't burst with flavor. And the flavor that I'm getting, like I said, it's sweetness, which I normally really like, but I was getting just more of that artificially kind of sweetness and caramely kind of flavors. But it's not bad for me, but this is not one that I would be jumping. This has won some awards and such but at $15, $15, $16, if you see it, I don't think you can go wrong trying it. It might be right up your alley. It doesn't taste bad. I can't say this is horrible. It just has an odd little off kick to me.
Yeah.
I think Ben enjoyed it more than I did.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, like that finish did last a lot longer, which is nice. And, coated the throat and stuff like that. And that ice cube kind of helped open everything up. I don't know if it was because of our pour or everything, but it really went down in taste quickly. Like that ice really watered it down and kind of flattened it.
Right, so maybe a smaller ice cube or a little
Or
less
a little-
water.
yeah.
It did open it up, but yeah, then it just kind of just went again.
Yeah.
But for $15, $16, I think for a staple kind of everyday drinker, there's better ones out there in that price range that have a better sweetness to them, I think. If that's what you're looking for. There's not a lot of spice to it. But I'm going to give this one a 3 in both categories. It's not horrible, but it's just very mundane. And at $15, $15, $16, you can spend that on a couple that come to mind. And at least under $20. You might spend a couple dollars more in this one, but in the same basic price range that I think are delivering a lot more flavor and a lot more value for your $15 to $20. So I'm going to give this one a 3, and the flavor not terrible, but doesn't really leave you wanting more. I'm giving it a 3 in that one also.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're right on the same page here, and I know you thought I would like it a little more, but it was all right. Definitely a 3 on both categories too. You know, it is super cheap, but you know, there's nothing there for that cheapness. Like there's, you know, you're getting something that doesn't taste that good. You know?
Yeah, because you know I'm frugal, but you're cheap.
I'm cheap. Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for watching, tuning in. We're getting some comments from people. Love to hear the comments.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. So keep those coming, and I appreciate you watching. And if you got anything, like I said, we don't have access to a lot of stuff, but if we can, we're going to try to get that out for you. So we do listen to what you guys say, and we do got some things coming based off some comments that we got. So appreciate it, and see you next time. Thanks, guys.
See you.